What's going on, everybody? What is going on? Thank you so much for joining me again today. Allan Wade here with another video silhouette studio tutorial. I didn't quite put this thing together exactly what I want to do, but I just want to show you guys a few tricks that I think that can help you guys, especially the beginners. Thank you guys so much for leaving all those thumbs ups and all those comments. It made me realize that and lead me in the right direction. So these are the type of videos that you guys want to see, and these are the type of videos that you guys yeah, I said that already. All right, so let's start this tutorial right after the intro, guys.
Boom, wait a minute, just like that. Boom, 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 just like that. A-Dubb Productions, just like that. Like, comment, subscribe, just like that. Boom, wait a minute, just like that. A-Dubb, you ready? Wait a minute.
Don't you just love that intro? Anyway, guys, so let's just jump straight into Silhouette Studio, and we'll talk while I'm in here. Okay, so this is Silhouette Studio, right? And the main thing that people do in Silhouette Studio and use this program for is to trace images, right? So you get a logo from somebody, from a client or something, and you'll trace it. Most of you guys know this function already. So two different ways you can bring in an image through Silhouette Studio. You could just go ahead and click this icon right here, which is open, and then navigate to where your image is. In my case, it's on my desktop. And go like this, right? And then it'll open up, and then of course it's too big, so you click on that image, you zoom all the way out, and then you make that image smaller with the grab handles like that. All right, let me delete that. And there's another way you can bring it in. You can just grab it from the desktop and bring it in like so. All right, two different ways. All right, so and I'm using a Mac, so some of these functions might not be available on your computers, but this feature right here, I'm sorry, I'm going into a whole, just import your image like that through the folder right there, because this is, I'm about to take you guys into a whole nother thing, and I want to kind of like stay on topic here. So zoomed out, make the image the size of the canvas. Of course, it's Mortal Kombat. If any of you guys saw Mortal Kombat when it came out yesterday, let me know what you guys think about it. I thought it was okay. All right, so Silhouette Studio, we bring in an image like this, and we know that it's a good image to trace because it's solid, and you know, you could just tell there's nothing complex about it. But the tools that I want to teach you guys is to things that are going to help you be able to capture and manipulate things that the trace tool can't work on. But real fast, let's go over to trace tool right here, butterfly, click on it, it opens up the trace palette panel, and then you click on select trace area, and obviously that's self-explanatory. It's going to bring up these crosshairs, and you click, hold and drag, and that hold and drag it over top of the trace area, let go, and then it selects everything. Now these controls right here will help you control the parameters of the trace and what you want it to do exactly. All right, so that's simple. Then you hit trace, and then it traced the item. So now you can remove that, and this is the actual thing that the Silhouette Cameo works with. All right, this is just the image still. All right, so now that you have this, you don't need that anymore. So you delete that, click on that, and so that you can see it better, you just color it in. Make it black, same difference, same thing that we had, right? What you can do is to simplify it, in case like there's jagged edges, you can just double click on it to bring up all these little crosshairs, and then you can simplify it, right? So that'll like kind of smooth the edges that are rough, so the Cameo will have an easier time cutting it. All right, now say for example you wanted to change some colors in here, right? You wanted to change some colors inside the design. Click on it, boom, release compound path. Now don't be alarmed when you release compound path. All right, turn the whole thing black, but if you look very closely, you can see the outlines of everything. So what that did, it was just, it kind of like separated everything. All right, so like you can grab an individual part and you can turn it a different color. See, that's white, so let me turn it red, right? Then it's really hard for me to see.
Hey peoples and peepettes, you are now tuned into an A-Dubb production. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It'll really help the channel. And if you want to see the hits as they come, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. You will not be disappointed. Back to your show.
I can grab this part right here, turn that red, red, right? And in the eyes, I can turn it a brighter color, right? So same difference, right? It's still a compound path, so all the objects are not held together, if that makes any sense. Like I can move the eye, right? It's not a compound path anymore. If I want to put it back together, you just highlight everything and go make compound path. All right, that joined everything together, but that also changed the color back. So let me go back. All right. So if you want to keep the same color, you highlight everything and then you go to group. All right, now that just does the same thing, except you didn't make a compound path, you just made it a group. And now the benefits of doing this is when you go to cut the objects, then you can cut by color. All right, so say for I can't show you guys right now because I don't have any Cameo connected to it, but up here you can cut, it's going to cut everything that's highlighted in red, your Cameo. Oh look, I didn't even get the nose and stuff like that. See, you see all the edges. Let me go back and get the nose. All right, so here, okay, first we have to ungroup it. All right, let me go here, make that red, and here make that red. Now we got everything. All right, highlight it again, group, there we go. All right, boom. Now when we go over here, like I said, simple cut is the default. The default simple cut, that means it's going to cut everything that is in red. So if you put in a black piece of vinyl, it's going to cut everything, right? The problem with that is you can't really, well actually it's going to be the same, it's the same difference, but what I like to do and what I recommend you guys doing is when you're cutting multiple colors is you cut by fill. That way you have more control over the cut. So when you cut by fill, that means cut by a certain color pretty much. So now you cut by black, you cut by red, you cut by yellow. Notice everything that's highlighted, right? So if I just wanted to cut the nose, I would go like this, deselect everything else, and now just the eye. I meant if I want to cut just the eye. Now just the eye is highlighted. Now the power of doing that is, say if you have a small tiny piece of vinyl and you don't want to waste vinyl, right? You can actually put that vinyl in the corner of your cutting mat, which I don't have a cutting mat selected. So to turn on a cutting mat, you would go like over here and then to the page setup. Right here on cutting mat I have none. So I'm using a Silhouette Cameo Plus. So Silhouette Cameo Plus, we know that that's 15 by 15. So, and the regular Cameo is 12 by 12. So Cameo Plus, right? And now we have a 15 by 15 cutting mat. Now what I can do, what you can do if you have a scrap piece of vinyl, is you can line up that piece of vinyl right on the corner. You can stick it on your cutting mat. And now when I go to cut it, I can use that scrap piece of vinyl because I'm only cutting the yellow part, right? So I don't have to have a whole big piece of vinyl and just to cut one eye. I could just put that right in the corner, line it up on the cutting mat, and use that one piece, that one small scrap piece that otherwise I would have thrown in the trash. So now what that enables you to do is when you save your scraps, when you save your scrap pieces and you get a client that wants something and oh, I got a scrap piece that's that size, now you're maximizing your efficiency, you're stretching that dollar, and it feels good sometimes when you can make a whole entire design and not have to use any roll of vinyl, right? So because you just use a scrap, so it's almost like free money, right? So yeah, so let's take this a step further, right? Okay, so let's say the biggest problem that I think that people have, right? It's a huge problem, and this is the point of this video. The biggest problem that people have is when you cut these pieces, and when you go to press it, I think sometimes when you press down a vinyl on your on your heat press, I think the first layer maybe shrinks or something like that, but it always kind of throws stuff off a little bit. Like all these cutouts are precise, but when you go to cut vinyl, it seems like it throws it off a little bit. Like when you press the first layer and you always end up with a gap, right? So what you can do is same technique we used yesterday, guys. Zoom in. Say for example, I'm working on this eye. I don't want there to be a gap, so I'm going to make the eye a little bit bigger. This is the way we do it. We just make it slightly bigger than the opening. All right, you gotta make it slightly bigger, so that way you don't end up with any of those gaps. All right, just manipulate the shape just a little bit. You don't want to get off of how it was too much, but you can just manipulate that shape just a little tiny bit so that you don't end up with those gaps. All right, you gotta do what you gotta do to get it done, man. So this is really what I want to show you guys for today, about manipulating these shapes. Again, I messed this up a little bit, so I can click on that. Okay, it's already curved. Let me zoom in a little bit more because I want to grab the grab handle and I want to curve it more. Alright, but you guys can work with this stuff and the intricacies of the stuff you guys can work with. Alright, grab that, smooth that out a little bit. Alright, that's cool. Still a little boxy around the edges, but you guys get the point, right? So what you have to realize is some of the stuff, some designs that you're gonna get, that trace feature is not gonna be like a really good thing to use for them because you might have some intricate parts that you can't trace. So these tools right here make it possible so that you can pretty much make anything by making it a compound path and being able to grab those points, right? So say for example, I wanted to make this eye, right? I would just like, or make that nostril. I would just like select any one of these tools, as a matter of fact, just an oval. Let me zoom in a little bit. All right, say for example I want to make this manually, and I'll just make an oval. All right, so I can see my oval. I would color it in. All right, boom, color, and now I would manipulate that into the shape of that nose. Right, so just manipulate that shape, and you could make it smaller and like. All right, let me show you what I'm talking about. You can make it smaller so that you can take the shape of that nose. So put it inside of here, right? Now, I don't know in what case you would use this for, but I'm just showing you guys different, like I'm zooming in right here and I'm just scrolling on my trackpad to make it come across. Let's put that right there, put a point right here, make that right there. Right, and there's gonna be a point in time where you're like, okay, I could do this. So you got to know how to use these tools so that you can maximize your efficiency and not have to, think about, well, how am I gonna make this? How do I do this? The trace tool is not working. How do I figure this out? How do I make this happen? Right? And I said make it a little bit bigger. So you make it just a tiny bit bigger, and you pretty much got the same shape. Once you got the same shape, like, and it's close enough, then it's not going to be that much noticeable when you press it onto a shirt. All right, so there you go. I just created that nose right there, or something close to it, right? It could be better, but I'm just showing you guys this for demonstration purposes only. All right, color it any color you want. There it is right there. And look, what's the difference? Boom, we delete it, boom, look, same original, new one, delete, original, Command Z to undo, bring it back, that's the new one. I mean, what's the difference? The difference is the big one is newer. The big one is let me bring it back, Command Z to undo, bring it back, what I just deleted, and now you see the new one. Not that much difference. So like, you guys know how to use these shape tools now. You guys know how to trace now. You guys know how to make compound paths now. You guys know how to Command Z. You guys know how to cut now. Say for example, I can select this, and then I select that, right? Oh yeah, that's where I was going with that. The reason why you would use the cut by fill method is when you put the cutouts in the design. So say for example, I got this part, right? But you see it still has a black background when I move that. Command Z, right? So what we do, like I said in yesterday's videos, we select the whole thing and we go ahead and use this tool right here, and we go ahead and subtract all. Now that we subtract it all, see the difference? So now when we go weed our vinyl, now when we go cut the vinyl, where am I going with this? when you cut the vinyl, it's gonna be the same thing. I forgot where I was going with that, but this is what you want to do. All right, so oh yeah, it's about layering vinyl. You don't want to layer vinyl, so that's the reason why you do it. Other than that, if we didn't cut that cut these out right here, see it's okay. Let me show you. I explained this yesterday, but let me undo it. Undo. All right. Let me undo a few more. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, now when I went to cut this, if I cut black, right? Send to cut, it's just gonna cut a big black circle. See what I'm saying? That's what I meant. It's just gonna cut one big black circle. You know why? Because I didn't subtract all, right? So now when I highlight it, and wait, yeah, I got highlighted, then subtract all. Now that's cut out. Now if I went to cut by fill, now that black circle is the shape of the dragon now. So that's why you want to do that, because you don't want to layer the vinyl on top of each other. But that's where you get into the problems of stuff not lining up. So when your stuff is not lining up, you just go ahead in and you just make each part slightly bigger or slightly smaller, whatever you need to adjust so that it lines up right. All right, do stuff like that. Whatever part that's not working out, that's the part that you adjust. All right, so that's it for today, guys. Hope some of this stuff helps. I got plenty more stuff that I want to show you guys, but I'm going to do this stuff in short videos. If you haven't done so already, please hit that like button. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Shouldn't have made a video on a Saturday, but it's okay. I was excited since you guys liked the first video, so I hope you guys liked it. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it useful, and don't forget to visit the merch store, AllanAwade.com. Buy yourself some channel merch. Got black bear hats, $30, no shipping, embroidered by yours truly on my Racoma MT1501. Got sweatshirts. Oh, these sweatshirts are percentage off. I forgot, but I forgot. I'll put the BOGO, B-O-G-O is the discount code if you want. I think they're half off of the sweatshirts that's on the website. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, A-Dubb Productions. And I'll see you guys on the next video, guys. Thank you so much. Peace.
Turn up that, crank it up. Why listen to the rest when you're rocking with the best, baby? This right here, this right here, this right here.